Greetings, one and all. Toronto Maple Leafs defenseman Nikita Zaitsev recently signed a new contract to remain with the team after his one-year, $1.25 million contract runs out on July 1st. Whilst this shouldn't come as a huge shock, the terms of the contract likely will be rather shocking to some people. Zaitsev signed a 7-year contract, 7 years, with the Leafs, worth $31.5 million, with an average annual value of $4.5 million, to remain signed with the Maple Leafs until the 2023-24 season. 7 years at $4.5 a year. Zaitsev just got one of the biggest paydays so far this year. Jesus! He's gone from earning $1.25 million for 1 year to $4.5 million each year for 7 years. That's bloody incredible. Nice job, Zaitsev. You must have really impressed Lou Lamoriello there. Now, the 25-year-old Nikita Zaitsev had 36 points, 4 goals and 32 assists in 82 regular games this season, and averaged 22 minutes and 1 second of ice time per regular season game, which was second highest on the Maple Leafs roster. He was also one of 6 rookies on the Maple Leaf roster to play at least 75 games for Toronto. And Toronto, of course, clinched their first playoff berth since 2013. So a 4-year gap since their last berth. They went out in the first round this year to the Capitals in 6 games, as they did in the first round against Boston, I believe, in 2013. But, I mean, Zaitsev was obviously quite a big part of why the team clinched their first playoff berth, being a top pair defenseman. Also, during the playoffs, Zaitsev averaged 21 minutes and 44 seconds of ice time in 4 games. He was out for the first 2 games against the Caps, I believe, with an injury. It is good to point out that this was Zaitsev's first season in North America, following 3 seasons with CSKA Moscow of the KHL. So it's not exactly if he's just come from juniors and is coming up. He's played in Russia's top league in the world, or one of the top leagues. The NHL is regarded as the top league, but the KHL is definitely within the top 3, maybe top 5 at worst. So he's got experience with the higher leagues. Now, I didn't really know a huge amount of Zaitsev's stats. He was kind of one of those guys that went under the radar for me. He was one of the sort of quieter rookies on the Maple Leafs roster. But now looking at them, I can see exactly why Toronto and Lou Lamoriello would want to re-sign Zaitsev. Zaitsev eats up minutes and is looking to be a first-pair defenseman in the league for the foreseeable future. So it makes sense for Lou Lamoriello and the Maple Leafs to want to lock him up. However, the length and the money, the length of the contract and the money that he's being offered, I think is quite risky at this point in time. Incredibly risky, some might say. Zaitsev will be signed until he is 31 or 32, and it could either go one of 2 ways. Either Zaitsev will become a solid 2-way defenseman and play 30 minutes a night, and he could be coupled with Morgan Rielly, and they could create one of the best defensive pairings the league has seen in a while. Or Zaitsev will underperform with such a high expectation, a high contract length and a high contract payout, and will have that benchmark of his contract looming over him until Toronto eventually look to trade him. However, you could argue that this is a very high-risk, potentially high-reward signing. And of course, only time will tell if this works out. You can predict and assume all you want, but at the end of the day, we shall see. I do think it's going to be very interesting to see how Zaitsev performs. If he keeps going the way that he's going, he will probably become a top guy, maybe hit 50 points next year now that he's got that full season of NHL experience. It's not as if he missed any games. He's had a full season of NHL experience now, so hopefully he'll be able to increase his point totals, and with the extra training and playing with a guy like Mike Babcock as your coach isn't a bad thing. So Zaitsev will hopefully be looking to become the top Toronto Maple Leafs defenseman. Maybe he will. It'll be very interesting to see. I really do hope this works out. Too often do we have contracts that are given to players that then they just completely flop. We need to have some more. We need to have some more contracts that go to players and they actually play out their contract really well. But there you go. What do you think about this signing? Is it good? Is it bad? Or do the Leafs suck? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear what you guys think. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share, or watch some of my other videos. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.